This is not toothpaste. It's actually cheese. That you put on your bread.
Yes, it is.
Hello and welcome to our channel. We are the Confusion Translators.
And today we're going to talk about Joa's favorite thing.
One of them.
Yes. Bread.
Oh, I love bread.
History, culture, and toppings.
Oh yes. And weird ones.
Weird bread. Stay tuned.
Scandinavian countries are on top in Europe in terms of how much bread is eaten per person a year. In Norway, a person will roughly eat about 52 kilos of bread a year. That's roughly about 6 to 8 slices of bread a day. I think that's quite something. Bread is quite common in Scandinavia. Same thing like rice or ugali for East Africans. Norwegians and Danes eat bread about 3 times a day, so that's breakfast, lunch and supper. And most bread is commonly made from wheat, barley, rye or oat actually.
Okay, so this is my bread box.
Yeah.
Let me put it into the light.
We're getting very close.
Yeah, so we have regular bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What type is it? Do you remember?
This is actually called dyreparkenbrød.
Oh, okay.
This is a semi. What you call it? No.
Whole wheat.
Whole wheat.
Yeah.
Semi-whole wheat. Yeah.
Zoo
And then
bread.
we have this we call polarbrød.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have that.
Looks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Reminds me a little bit of pita bread, but it's not.
It's not. It's very
Pita
good
bread.
with cheese on it or jam.
Okay.
So this is for my kiddos or my older daughter. She loves this. And then of course we have hot dog bread. And then we have a potato bread.
Which is also for hot dogs.
Also for hot dogs, or very good if you put butter and sugar and cinnamon. Wow, this is just the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's move over to the more, because they of course they turn moldy if you don't eat it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's like
That's
every
fresh.
yeah, that's
Fresh bread.
Yeah, you're gonna eat that in a minute. And then we come to the cupboard.
And then we come to the cupboard. Just let me pull out all these things.
Yeah.
This is bread. Okay. We have the very Scandinavian, Swedish invention, knäckebröd.
Which is crispy bread in English.
This is
And
my
then we go
favorite.
crazy.
Yeah. Rugsbröd.
Okay.
This is also a Swedish/Finnish, I think, invention. This is 100% rye.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we have flatbread.
Rice, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have one made by your mother?
I finished all of them. But we will go to her house and we will make flatbread.
I have one from your mother.
This is no yeast, no baking powder, nothing.
Just flour and water, right?
Yeah. This is what Norwegians survived on, you know.
Okay, and in Scandinavia, the oldest type or form of bread is flat bread. It's made of just flour and water. That's it, and taste of nothing. But it used to be used as sort of a plate in old times, because then you would have dried fish or dried meat, and then we put it on top. And then you use that to eat the dry fish and the dried meat, and it was easy for transportation and things like those.
The most baked bread and eaten type of bread in Norway is kneippbrød.
Right.
This became popular around the end of the 1800s when the baker Hansen was given permission to bake it commercially from the German Dr. Kneipp, who invented the bread actually. And today it's commonly baked with a mixture of whole wheat and plain white flour. And this Kinna bread is often used in the packed lunch. In Norway and Denmark, this packed lunch is commonly known as matpakke or madpakke. I don't speak Danish, and it's a very common tradition to bring bread to school. It started during the 1930s here in Norway when Dr. Carl Schütz introduced school breakfasts that was made of bread with topping, but not all the kids could afford this school lunch, so they needed to bring it with them from home. So it's usually just a combo of bread and topping: butter, cheese, cold meat, liver pate. Students and adults going to work will often take with them this matpakke in a box or wrapped in paper. As an East African in Norway or Denmark or Scandinavia, this might be kind of weird to you because you're maybe used to a warm lunch. Often East Africans bring warm lunch, or they go to a restaurant nearby, or they go even home because the lunch hour is quite long. It's an hour. In East Africa, you also have people who come to your shop or your work and sell lunch, warm lunch. So this might be a bit intimidating to have only 20 or 30 minutes lunch breaks. But then matpakke becomes very practical. But don't be afraid to bring your own idea of a packed lunch. You can bring warm lunch, you know. Make the lunch the way you want it.
Speaking of rye bread, this type here, rugbrød in Norwegian, it is a Danish thing. That is my understanding, and the Danish really are crazy about it. It's like holy water to them. Hope you're not offended, Danish people. You find that Danes living in East Africa will probably be bringing rye flour with them, or even the bread with them, because you can't really find it in East Africa and they need it. Maybe not Norwegians or Swedish people. That's probably not a thing they will do. They eat for breakfast, they eat for lunch, they eat it as a snack. And this East African woman here is gonna try. So I have some rye bread here and some cheese on top, cream cheese. So it's a bit sour. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not forced to eat that every day. So there is a word called smörgåsbord, something like that in Swedish, and it really just refers to a table with bread and toppings. It's a little bit like what we have here. If we take this away a little bit, because that's flat bread. So you have bread, you have different types of things that you can have on bread. Just to be clear, this is not toothpaste. This is actually a topping that you can have on bread. This is caviar, and that's cheese. So it is a common thing if you're invited to lunch in a Scandinavian country that you will find bread and different things that you can have on bread. It might seem overwhelming sometimes because it tends to be a lot, or weird and intimidating. Don't be afraid to ask this question. How am I supposed to eat food if you aren't familiar with it? One time I remember I took bread and I added butter and strawberry jam, and then I added smoked salmon on top. And everyone was looking at me weirdly thinking, you don't do that? You eat smoked salmon with eggs. I didn't know. I never tried that before. So I tried something new and realized it doesn't work. Maybe for some people, maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah, or brown cheese as well. You see, you hear the word cheese, you think it's supposed to taste like cheese, but it doesn't taste like cheese. It's more like candy. Yeah, so don't be afraid to just ask, this is your food, please teach me how to eat your food.
Yeah, this is really nice actually. I love that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what are you supposed to do with it?
You just put it on bread and you add different cold meats or
It has
herbs.
salt, it has onion and chives and spices,
Yep.
and then it has cheese in it. Isn't that sound weird to you? No?
It's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try now.
Yeah.
This is just,
All of this just,
it's very confusing to me.
yeah. Different salads
Yeah.
containing,
Different things.
yeah.
Shrimp, crab,
Yeah.
chicken, beets,
Yep.
chicken, more chicken,
Yeah.
summer salad.
Russian salad.
Well, at least wardrobe salad is good.
Well, yeah.
That is, that's to eat with salad, right? To eat with food, meat and stuff.
We put it on the bread. Everything goes with bread. and this sour
I
cell
haven't tried that.
herring.
I haven't tried herring. I haven't tried that at all. Maybe I should one day. One day.
I must admit, I don't eat it.
Nowhere you can't find peanut butter with chocolate in it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that's not a thing.
Nope.
But you can find cheese with chocolate in it.
Yep.
Almost
With
as
Norwegian chocolate even.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Almost as good.
Almost as good.
Almost as good.
So this is the cheese section.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. This is not toothpaste. It's actually cheese that you put on your bread.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't feel afraid because you might feel intimidated because you're the only person there who doesn't know exactly how to do it, and you probably are the only person who's black. I'm assuming since you're East African, and there's just all this thing of black white people. We still have interesting relationship there. Try to rise above that. You're a human being. You're just as valued as anybody else, and this is a different culture and a different thing. Just you not knowing how to go about it does not make you less. It just makes you curious and interested. All right, that was bread.
That was bread.
Okay, so I think hopefully you have learned a little bit about bread, and got to find interesting things about Scandinavians and their bread. Just be respectful of Scandinavians and their use of bread.
And don't be afraid to ask, okay?
Yes. Yeah. Or just, be straightforward with what you like or what you don't like.
Yeah, that's
Perfectly okay.
It's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Subscribe and like and share and comment.
Yes, and tell us how you like your bread.
Yeah, and tell us your funny stories of what of Scandinavian bread and toppings and
Or just bread in general.
yeah,
Funny stories about bread in general. Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
yeah, we would.
Okay, next time, what are we talking about?
We will talk about is courtesy, common courtesy, and politeness and greetings in East Africa.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Very important.
What to do and what not to do.
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.